Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll solve practice questions for CPC exam related to CPT. Let's start. First question. Dr. Jonathan, a plastic surgeon, completed a bilateral retidectomy of the neck and suction-assisted lipectomy of the right upper arm. Choose the correct CPT codes for Dr. Jonathan's services. So here the procedures are bilateral retidectomy of the neck and suction-assisted lipectomy of the right upper arm. Let us check the options. Let us check the first code from each option. In option A, they have given 15828, in option B 15826, in option C again 15828, and in option D 15826. So let us check these two codes, 15826 and 15828. 15826 is for retidectomy glabellar frown lines and 15828 is for retidectomy cheek, chin and neck. So in the scenario, bilateral retidectomy is of the neck. So we have to use the code 15828. It's quite simple, right? So without thinking much, eliminate the option B and D which has the code 15826, because if one code is wrong, the entire option will be wrong. Now we are left with option A and option C. In option A and C, the first code is 15828. That is correct. They have appended modifier 50 because it is a bilateral procedure in the question. Below the codes for retidectomy, there is a parenthetical note in your CPT manual. For bilateral retidectomy, add modifier 50. Therefore, we have appended modifier 50. Next is the second code. In option A, it is 15879 and in option C, it is 15878. So 15879 is for suction-assisted lipectomy lower extremity and 15878 is for suction-assisted lipectomy upper extremity. In the scenario, you can see the suction-assisted lipectomy is of the right upper arm. Therefore, we have to use the code 15878. Therefore, option C is the right answer. I hope you're clear with it. Let us solve the next question. You can pause the video and try to solve the question by yourself. Let's discuss. Jack fell from a ladder 6 months ago and broke his left radius. The fracture is not healing as expected and the implant needs to be replaced. Today, Jack underwent a secondary procedure. Dr. G completed an open treatment with internal fixation of the radial neck, including replacement of prosthetic radial head. Let us check the options. Check option A 24666. 24666 is for open treatment of radial head or neck fracture, includes internal fixation or radial head excision when performed with radial head prosthetic replacement. And option B 24366 is for arthroplasty with implant. Okay, and in option C 25607 is for open treatment of distal radial extraarticular fracture or epiphyseal separation with internal fixation. And in option D 24587 is for open treatment of periarticular fracture or dislocation of elbow, humerus and proximal ulna or proximal radius with implant arthroplasty. So which among these four codes is the right one? The right code is option A 24666. In the scenario, you can see they have mentioned open treatment with internal fixation of radial neck and replacement of prosthetic radial head. Therefore, option A is the right answer. We'll eliminate option B because 24366 is for arthroplasty radial head with implant. That is not mentioned in the question, right? So we'll eliminate option B. And option C 25607 is for open treatment of distal radial extraarticular fracture or epiphyseal separation with internal fixation. But here there is open treatment with internal fixation of radial neck. So we have to use the code 24666, not 25607. Eliminate option C. And option D 24587 is for open treatment of periarticular fracture or dislocation of elbow with implant arthroplasty. So that is also not matching with the scenario. Eliminate option D. the right answer is option A. Next question. Which code describes a cutaneous flap transposed into a nearby but not immediately adjacent defect with a pedicle that incorporates an axial vessel into its design? Let us check the options. Check option A 15757, that is for free skin flap with microvascular anastomosis, and option B 15758 is for free facial flap with microvascular anastomosis, and option C 15750 is for flap neurovascular pedicle, and option D 15740 is for flap island pedicle requiring identification and dissection of an anatomically named axial vessel. So which among these four codes do you think is the right one? The right code is 15740 because that is for flap island pedicle requiring identification and dissection of an anatomically named axial vessel. To find the right answer, in your CPT manual, page number 104, under the heading Other Flaps and Grafts, the first paragraph you can see code 15740 describes cutaneous flap transposed into nearby but not immediately adjacent defect with a pedicle that incorporates an anatomically named axial vessel into its design. So that is exactly mentioned in the question, right? Therefore, we are using the code 15740. Option D is the right answer. We'll eliminate option A 15757 because that is for free skin flap with microvascular anastomosis. So that is not matching with the scenario. So eliminate option A. And coming to option B 15758, that is for free facial flap with microvascular anastomosis. But according to the question, we have to code for cutaneous flap transposed into nearby but not immediately adjacent defect, and we have to code for with a pedicle that incorporates axial vessel, right? So option B is wrong. Eliminate option B. And coming to option C 15750, that is for flap neurovascular pedicle. Okay, but in the question they have mentioned with the pedicle that incorporates an axial vessel into its design. So that is matching with the code 15740. So we'll eliminate option C. Let us move on to the next question. Before solving this question, don't forget to show your support to my channel by liking, sharing and subscribing to CodeMate Mastery. Read the question. A 45-year-old male patient suffers from postprandial chest pain and abdominal pain. After workup and testing, he was diagnosed with large paraesophageal hernia. Today, he underwent a laparoscopic repair with implantation of mesh and a wedge gastroplasty. So, what are the procedures? Laparoscopic repair with implantation of mesh and wedge gastroplasty. How should you report today's services? Today's services means these procedures: laparoscopic repair with implantation of mesh and wedge gastroplasty. So let us check the first codes from each option. Check option A, first code 43282. 43282 is for laparoscopy, surgical repair of paraesophageal hernia, includes fundoplasty when performed with implantation of mesh. Okay, in the scenario there is laparoscopic repair of paraesophageal hernia, right, and there is implantation of mesh. So the code 43282 is the right code. We'll eliminate other options because 43281 is for without implantation of mesh, but we have to code for with implantation of mesh. So eliminate option B directly because if one code is wrong, the entire option will be wrong. If the first code is wrong, you need not check the other codes. By doing this, you will save much time in the CPC exam. Let us check option C, first code 43332. That is for repair paraesophageal hiatal hernia via laparotomy except neonatal without implantation of mesh or other prosthesis. So that is not matching because in the scenario they have not mentioned paraesophageal hiatal hernia. Okay. And that code is for without implantation of mesh. So it is wrong. Eliminate option C. On coming to option D, first code 43280. That code is for laparoscopy, surgical esophagogastric fundoplasty, Nissen-Toppet procedure. But according to the scenario, we have to code for laparoscopic surgical repair of paraesophageal hernia because they have mentioned repair. So we'll eliminate option D, it is wrong. In option A, the second code is 43283. That code is for laparoscopy surgical esophageal lengthening procedure, example cholecystoplasty or wedge gastroplasty. In the question, you can see they have mentioned wedge gastroplasty, right? So we have to use the code 43283, and 43283 can be used with 43280, 43281 and 43282. So we are using it with 43282. So option A is the right answer. Next question. A cancer patient is coming in to have a chemotherapy infusion. The physician notes the patient is dehydrated and will first administer a hydration infusion. The infusion time is 1 hour 30 minutes. So select the code that should be reported for this encounter. Let us check the options. 96360. 96360 is for intravenous infusion hydration initial 31 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, and in option B, they have mentioned 96360 with 96361. So 96361 is for each additional hour. Now in the scenario, they have given 1 hour 30 minutes. So the total time will be 90 minutes. So the appropriate code will be 96360 because that is for hydration initial 31 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, so for the first 60 minutes, we will use the code 96360. Now we are left with 30 minutes, right? For this 30 minutes, we will not use the add-on code 96361 because it will be used for hydration infusion intervals of greater than 30 minutes beyond 1 hour increments. So beyond 1 hour, the time should be greater than 30 minutes. So here it is only 30 minutes. So we cannot code 96361. Suppose if the remaining time was 31 minutes, then we would code 96361. Since there are only extra 30 minutes left, we are not going to use 96361 because to use 96361, the time should be greater than 30 minutes beyond 1 hour increments. But in our case, it is not greater than 30 minutes beyond 1 hour increment, right? So we cannot code 96361. We'll eliminate option B. The right answer is option E. In option C, they have given 96365, that is for intravenous infusion for therapy, prophylaxis or diagnosis, initial up to 1 hour. But in the scenario, they have not mentioned intravenous infusion for therapy, prophylaxis or diagnosis, right? They have mentioned hydration. So we have to use the hydration codes, that is 96360. So directly eliminate option C. Option D, 96422 is for chemotherapy administration intra-arterial infusion technique up to 1 hour. But here they have mentioned hydration. Though the patient is coming to have chemotherapy infusion, read the question properly. That is, the physician notes the patient is dehydrated and first will administer hydration infusion. So we have to code for hydration infusion only. Okay. Because in the scenario, they are only performing hydration infusion. We'll eliminate option D. I hope you're clear with it. So that's it for today. In the next video, we'll solve some more questions related to CPT. So stay tuned.